everyone, welcome to my DCP 2018 phone interview video. This is all about my phone interview experience, which includes my preparation for before, my experience during, and my reaction after. And so right now I'm just making myself a cup of coffee because I made my time slot at 9 a.m., which is pretty early. So I'm eating my breakfast, which is watermelon and coffee, and then I also have my phone, my laptop, and my notebook full of questions from my last interview that I answered in preparation for this one, just in case that they asked the same questions. I decided to set up outside because it was quieter than it was inside. And as of right now, it is 8:43 in the morning, and they say that they could call 15 minutes before or after your scheduled time, so that's why I got prepared pretty early. So now it's just a waiting game. I've been sitting here and I've pretty much been just watching Logan Paul vlogs because that's all I do with my life, and probably DCP vlogs as well. And according to my phone, it is now officially 9 a.m., which is my scheduled time. Now it's just a waiting game because it could happen at 9:01 or it could happen at 9:15. So I'm just sitting here, I'm getting prepared. I'm a little nervous, obviously, but I am ready because I have done this before and I am really confident in my answers this time because I am more prepared because of the questions that I answered last time. So yeah, like I said, it's just a waiting game. In here, I'm just finishing up some texts and telling people not to text me for the next hour. I also put my phone on Do Not Disturb so that nothing will come through except for calls, and then I'll put it to a regular Do Not Disturb once we get on the phone. In a couple seconds, you will see that I finally get the call at 9:03, and now I'm just going to be filling in the questions in text, and you guys will hear my answers.
Hello, this is Olivia. I'm good, Carol. How are you? Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Nope, I live in Maryland. Yes, ma'am. I have looked over them multiple times. As for piercings, I just had the regular one piercing in each ear. I really don't wear them, so that's not an issue. I do have 2 tattoos, but I am comfortable with covering them with makeup. That's waterproof because I am a lifeguard, and I have done that before, and I know how to do that. Yeah, sure. The one tattoo is on my right foot. It's a cross, so it's about 2.5 inches long and about 2 inches wide. It's not very big. And then my second one is on my arm. It's a word, and it's about 2 inches long. My rib, the top. It's about 2 inches. Yeah, above my elbow, so like right above my crease in my arm. So it's on the inside. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely not Walt Disney World just because I'm more familiar with it, but I do think that California would be a great experience. Yes, ma'am. I have had one roommate for about 6 months. She was my best friend at the time, but it definitely came with its issues. We had very similar personalities, so we collided a lot, but we definitely learned to work together. It was hard when she left. It was definitely because she left, and I had to go back home after that because I couldn't do it on my own. So when she left, it was definitely hard because she was my best friend. But we learned how to clean together, how to live together, how to be cautioning each other. When she would come home late because she was a student athlete, she would let me know when she was coming home late just so it wouldn't keep me up. And so we did learn to live together peacefully. I'm sorry, say that again. It cut out a little bit. Well, currently I am just doing general studies at Hartford. I am transferring to our sister school, Towson University in Maryland, and I'm going to be studying deaf studies there. So I definitely think that any role will help me with my people skills and to improve them. I do enjoy working with people immensely. So going to Disney and doing pretty much every role will help me with my people skills. But I also found out that because I'm going to Charleston for deaf studies and I'm learning to be an interpreter, that Disney does offer interpreter positions for attractions in the park, which I recently found that out, which is amazing. So using the DCP to get higher up in Disney would be great, and to work in an area that goes along with my degree is just amazing to me. It was great when I was so excited when I was reading through it that you guys had that. It was such just a great opportunity for people who are deaf to still be able to enjoy the magical experience that is Disney. I only did it for half the summer. I decided halfway through to get my certification, and so it was very short, but it was very enjoyable. I absolutely loved it. I was part of my local fire company for about a year, so I already had my CPR, my first aid, and I was already used to responding to emergencies. And so thank God that I didn't actually respond, nor did I have to jump into the water this summer. But it did give me some experience on how things work, how zoning works, how switching stands works. So it was a short amount of time, but other than that, I did learn a lot, and it was a great experience. Like I said, there wasn't really any emergencies that I had to respond to, because my pool was mostly shallow pools, and then the only deep pool that we have that has experienced swimmers in it because they're doing laps and stuff. Sometimes people would get cramps, and I would oversee them. They would get out of the water though because they were more experienced people. Sometimes kids would run around, and I think the most challenging part would probably be kids kind of ignoring what I'm saying after a couple times. So that was kind of challenging, as you can't yell at the kid, it's not your kid, but being respectful even to a little kid goes a long way. So if you respect the kid, I learned that they'll listen to you more instead of just yelling at them. Yeah, definitely. I absolutely love Target. I worked there for 2.5 years. Retail is really my thing. I've done a bunch of retail jobs like Target, and currently I'm at Charlotte Russe. The only reason I quit Target because I like to move up. I really wanted to be a supervisor. There was nothing really wrong with Target. There's so many employees with Target that there really wasn't room to move up. So that's the only reason I quit. But other than that, it was a really great experience because I was there for so long. I was sort of in the role of supervisor without actually officially having it, and people respected me because I knew what I was doing. They came to me for questions and answers. They came to me for help, and I was pretty much put in every kind of role that they had unofficially, just so I could be put there for help because I knew that I was dependable, I was always on time, and that I knew the role that they had given me. Yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah, definitely. So about maybe a year into my experience at Target, there was this fake coupon going around. I remember it clearly because it was crazy because a lot of people were trying to use it, and it was like $100 off an order no, it was $100. It was maybe it was $50 off an order of $50. It didn't have a limit, and it was obviously a fake coupon. And this lady came in, and it wasn't her fault, because sometimes like we realize like these people are coming in, they're using this coupon on purpose. They know that it's fake. Like it's pretty obvious that it's fake. But this was not an older lady, but like maybe like in her 50s, and she was very straightforward. She was cold, and she didn't really have much of a personality to begin with. And then at the end of my checkout experience, I saw that she was using the fake coupon, and she tried to use it. And I told her obviously that this is unfortunately, I'm very sorry to inconvenience you, but this is a fake coupon, and you can't use it today, because she only had an order of maybe $30, and so she was really trying to get it for free. And obviously, I could tell that she didn't know, but she did start screaming at me. Like, it was screaming like I did something wrong because I was her child. Like, she was screaming at me. I do respect myself or respect the way I responded, because I was very calm. It was startling at first. It was very calm. I said, okay, it's fine. Let me figure it out. Let me call my manager. And we ended up figuring out giving her instead a 20% off coupon. So it wasn't entirely free, but it was as much as we could do. So we did end up sort of pleasing her in the end. It was a hard experience to go through as a cashier, and even my manager, because they were yelling. She was yelling at my manager too, and it's just something that you have to learn from. And I did learn from those experiences when other people would, sort of yell at me during the Christmas time. People were very tense, so learning from that experience to help me in my future endeavors in retail. Yeah, no problem. At Target, like I said, they put me in a lot of different roles, and so, but each role I have to finish um, the objectives for the day. So as a cashier, you have to get a certain amount of red cards a day, which the red cards are the Target credit cards, and I would average maybe 2 or 3 a day. It's really hard because Target had a huge like hack a couple years before, and so nobody wanted the red cards. So it was very hard to get the red cards. But then I was also doing customer service, where we had to sort all the bunch of returns and stuff, and it was something that I struggled with pretty much. Not struggled with. I finished it every day, but it was something that I had to do every day, because I would be switching from roles to roles to roles, but I still had to finish each objective for each role. So I had to, get the amount of credit cards that were due for the cashier. I had to sort every return for that day, or all my shift hours for customer service. And then there are other ones where I'm just on the floor and I'm straightening up and I'm cleaning, and I have to put back items that I had just received from customer service. So in each role, there are different things that I have to do, and I had to finish them pretty much every single shift. So I learned how to organize my time, multitask, and then all while this is all happening, I'm still alert and aware of customers that may or may not need my help. So each shift was a challenge, but I definitely got through it, and I persevered. I really enjoy being on a team. I like learning from others. I like to learn and then maybe become in an in charge role as well. I don't mind working independently. Sometimes it's better in certain situations, and then sometimes it's not. Any role that I was given, like in Target, or even being a lifeguard, sometimes I was only um, we only had 2 lifeguards on shift, because it would be really early in the morning and it would be an off day and nobody would be there, and I don't really talk to the other lifeguards during my shift, obviously, because there's like I'm on one side and she's on the other. And then during Target, I'd be on the floor and I'd be by myself. But by being by yourself, you do work. Working independently, it can be challenging for some people, but for me, it is soothing. And then you don't have to really talk to anybody unless you're talking to a customer. But then also working in a team is appealing to me as well. Like I said, because I like to learn from others and become a supervisor at some point. I think it would be very difficult. Around my area, we do have a lot of foreign people, and it is hard to talk to people. I do know my basic, Spanish, which is like a main language in our country. So it's not easy to understand people, but I do know basic Spanish. I do know basic sign language. Um, I'm not sure. I haven't really been put in a situation where I actually have to converse with someone, but I know that if a couple situations where I'm just talking and they ask a question, I do understand them. I do get what they're saying, even if their English is broken. I'm able to point out, calmly and not continuously ask, what'd you say, and if I really can't understand what they're saying, I may have to like get a supervisor to come in and help me out just a little bit. Like I said, I'm just a huge people person. I really like really making people's days. Really, that's like my highlight of a job, any job that I do. Whether it's really small as like getting an item that somebody's been looking for, or helping a person out with a coupon, or really just making a little kid's day. That's really a big highlight of my lifeguarding, is that little kids really look up to us. So yeah. I do think that it would be challenging, but because the kids can really, take it personally if they're too short. I know that my little brother did a lot because he couldn't get on a lot of rides that me and my older brother could get on. But I do think I remember people working at Disney really would suggest other rides as well that he definitely could go on because they know they know each ride and their height limits. I do think suggesting another ride would kind of like pump them up a little bit. Apologize obviously to the parents because they would have to bring them all the way back, and yeah, just telling them that like, maybe you can get on the ride next year, come when they come back next year, and just offering up another ride that has a limit that is tall enough for him or her. I don't think it's like the specific cleaning up after others because I don't. I mean, I'll do the job. Obviously, I will be respectful of any job that I do, and I will do it to the best of my abilities. I think it's more of like working in the resorts and seeing people again, like making their day. Maybe I'm not sure how housekeeping goes, but I know that like sometimes when I go to resorts, they'll do the towels into certain animals and stuff, and I know that that always made me happy. And having a clean place, I love having a clean place. Whenever I come to a resort, if there's anything dirty, my mom will always, make sure that we switch rooms and we get it clean and stuff. So cleaning a place and making a guest's experience more enjoyable and more relaxed is a really big part of something that I strive for. I don't think I'm gonna do one this year, just because I want to do. If I do get blessed enough to get into the DCP, I do want to do a program first, just to feel it out, just to see how it goes. I would like to meet people who are character performers and just see how their experiences are. I've done theater and dance my entire life, so I know that I may have a chance of doing it, and I do want to do it maybe in the next semester. But as for right now, like I said, I just want to kind of feel it out. Yes, definitely. My very first job was actually at McDonald's, so I worked around all different kinds of food, 7, 8 hours a day. So yeah, definitely. So my top role is merchandise because of my years of experience in retail and stuff. I know that that job is secondhand to me. I will adapt to it even though it's different than regular retail jobs. I do think that I'll adapt to it very quickly and I'll know how to everything works within the first 2 weeks. Just because of my experience in retail, I think that I would really enjoy it. I really enjoy um, just going into the stores and disease personally and all the things that you guys provide for our guests. Um, it's great. It's just I just enjoy it immensely going into the stores, and I know that it's a great experience for me. So I want to be a part of the experience of giving it to someone else as a guest, and making their experience better. And then also attractions, like I said, because of people interaction, and also like character forming, like we talked about. But mostly attractions because of making people's day and seeing how excited they are before and after the ride, helping make the ride smoother for people that may have like disabilities and stuff, and still letting them get on the ride and enjoy their day. That would be great. And then lifeguarding, of course, because I am certified. I did put that on my top rules because obviously I'm already certified and it's something that I've done. But because I've only done it a little while, I am a little skittish about it, just because I haven't saved anybody. It's just like it comes with experience, obviously. Thank the Lord that I haven't saved anybody, because that would be, a terrible situation. But because I have no experience about it with it, I'm a little skittish. But I do think that is in my top rules, just because I am certified and I 80% know what I'm doing when it comes to emergencies and stuff like that. So, and then my last role would be PhotoPass, because I do have a side photography business, and so I'm really familiar with a DSLR camera. And I do think it would be a great experience to be able to take pictures of people on their big day. Yes, definitely, of course. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay. I don't believe so. I think that I've researched it enough to know. And I'm sure I'll have questions later, but as of right now, I don't have any. Thank you too, Carol. Thank you so much for calling me. Bye-bye.
Okay guys, that is it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'll see you guys later. Bye!